You've started listening for what actually feels aligned, and maybe for the first time in a long time, you're starting to feel some clarity. Now what? Now you live it out loud. Even if you're scared, even if you're still in the spaces that you've outgrown, because living into your calling doesn't always mean making this dramatic leap right away. It means taking brave, aligned action right where you are. That's what builds the confidence to take the bigger leap if and when the time comes. And in today's session, I'm going to show you how. Welcome back. I'm Brittney Tollinchi, former corporate high achiever turned purpose-driven business coach, speaker, and creator of the Purpose-Driven Business Launchpad. And this is The Call, a 4-part series designed to help you clarify your calling, overcome fear, and then take your next aligned step with confidence. So if you've been tuning in, then you have already been doing the inner work. And now it's time to embody the clarity that you're starting to feel. The kind of clarity that doesn't just live in your notes app. It shows up in your calendar. It shows up in your energy. It shows up in your voice. It shows up in your everyday decisions. This is where everything shifts. Not because you suddenly feel ready, but because you finally start to trust what you know to be true for you. Living your calling out loud doesn't always require leaving it all behind. So let's get something really clear. You don't need to burn it all down to start living in alignment. You can live out your calling before you quit the thing you've outgrown. You can act in alignment before you have a well thought out transition plan. You can take the leap internally before you change anything externally. Living it out loud starts the moment that you stop pretending that the old way still works for you. We've been conditioned to believe that purpose means blowing up your life overnight. And then one of those viral social media posts, I quit my job, sold everything, moved to Bali. I make 7 figures working 2 days a week on my laptop, and awesome. Good for them. But for most of us, okay, purpose doesn't look like this tropical escape or a dramatic announcement. It looks like choosing to do the next right thing before it makes sense, before it's fully mapped out, and before anyone else even understands it. Living out your calling in real life looks more like saying no to the project or the person or the place that no longer aligns with your values. It looks like pitching the idea that's been living in your gut for months. It looks like opening a journal and writing the first chapter of the book that you know is inside you. It looks like raising your hand and setting a new boundary as you finally start to use your voice, or talking to your spouse about what's really stirring in your heart, or launching that side offer, even if only 3 people see it. These kinds of moments, they may feel small, but they're so sacred. They're not just symbolic. They're evidence that you're not just talking about your calling, you're living it. And when you do that, you start building evidence. You start seeing proof that you're capable, you're creative, you can trust yourself, you can make bold moves and still be safe. Your intuition is worth listening to. That proof builds trust, trust builds momentum, and momentum is what carries you into those bigger leaps later, like launching your business, like changing your career, like fully stepping into a new identity. So, how do you start living this out today? Here's what I recommend. The first thing is to choose one area to align. So don't try to overhaul your entire life. Start small. Where in your day to day do you feel the most out of alignment right now? Start there. One area, one shift. The second thing, decide on one visible action. So just ask yourself, what is one thing that I could do this week that would reflect my inner clarity on the outside? Make it real, make it visible, big or small, just make it aligned. And third, speak it into the room. You don't have to tell the whole world, but choose one person to share your intention with, whether that's a friend, a mentor, a partner, or me, okay, as your personal calling clarity coach right here. Like speaking it out loud gives it power. It shifts it from an idea from inside to a commitment, right? It's living it out loud. All right. As we wrap this up, like I'll leave you with this. You don't need permission to live your calling out loud. You don't need a full plan. You don't need a platform. You don't need justification. You just need one bold move in the direction of what's authentically been whispering over your life. This is the final piece of the call framework, and maybe it's the most powerful. Living in alignment isn't just something you do, it's someone you become. So use this framework to connect with the whisper, acknowledge the inner resistance, listen for alignment, and then live it out loud. Inside the free guide that pairs with this series, I've included space for you to just reflect on what aligned action looks for you right now. No pressure, no timeline, just honest reflection. So you can download that guide in the notes. And just remember that the whisper is real. The resistance is real. The alignment is already unfolding. And now it's your turn to live it out loud, on purpose, with faith, with fire. You don't need the full plan. You just need the next step. And it starts now. And I'd love to hear all about your journey. So please subscribe, connect, reach out. I'd love to cheer you on as you start living out your calling out loud. You got this.